morning to all. Today we will be doing the last topic of chapter 4, that is planning, and the topic is types of plans. So what is a plan? It is, you can say, a specific action which is proposed so that we can achieve the organizational objective. You can say it is a document that outlines that how the goals are to be met. So here we have two types of plans. First is single use plans and second is standing plans. So as the name suggests, one time plans, it means it is prepared just for one time for a short period of time, and when that event is over, that plan is also over. So it is prepared to deal with one time situations. I have told you, for example, if we have to organize some seminar or conference, so we will be preparing the plan only to deal with that kind of a situation, means only to deal with how we will be organizing a seminar for one day. Then its scope is narrow. Why? Because it is just prepared for one specific event. Then duration, these plans are made for, can be made for 1 week, 1 day, or even for a month. Period, for short period of time, I have told you, week, month, day, or short period. These plans are not made for long period of time. Then objective. Objective is to achieve the goal. Now what kind of goal? Specific goal. Why the word specific is there? Because we are dealing with specific type of situations which can arise at any time during the normal course of business. And this plan is prepared by middle level or by the lower level of employees. So example, like we have to launch a product, okay, so it just takes 1 day, or it can take like a week also to arrange all the things. So for that we will be using some single use plans to deal with this kind of situation, right? But when we talk about standing plans means like these plans are prepared when we want to deal with the situations which are routine, which are repetitive in nature, right? So these are used for the activities which are occurring regularly in the normal course of the business. So repetitive work, I have told you, scope is wide. Why it is wide? Because we are using that plan again and again, but we need to put some modifications from time to time. The same plan will not work for every time, so we have to use some modifications in the existing plan. Then long time, because it is used for the normal course of the business, so that's why we are saying that it is used for the long period of time. To achieve main goal. So when I've told you about single use plans, these plans are made to achieve specific goals, but when I'm talking about standing plans, we are talking about how to achieve the main goal of the organization. Because it is the main goal, so it is prepared by the top level. Example, like recruitment policy, pricing policy, promotion policy, they are the decisions, they are the guides that how the decisions are to be taken by the managers. So obviously they are made by the top level, that's why it is known as standing plans. So quick summary, single use plans, they are made for one time to deal with some specific situation, and standing plans, they are meant for the situations which are occurring regularly in the normal course of the business. Okay, so now we will be doing the types of plans. The first is objective. That means what to do. When I have told you about this chapter planning, then I've told you that whenever we are doing some planning, whenever we are planning some future activities, it is always for the objectives. If there is no objective, it means no organization exists. So it is very important for an organization to have some objective. Now what is objective? In simple words, it means what to do, right? Because it specifies what the organization really wants to achieve. It should be specific, it should be clear. For example, increase in sales by 10%. I should be specific with the goal. It should be measurable, it should be time bound. Now look at these examples. Increase in 10% sales for next year, right? So when I have written these words for next year, it means I have told you about the time period. So it is very important. Secondly, whatever objective you are choosing, it should always be numbered. Why? Means it should be in quantitative terms. For example, if I say that your objective is to score good marks in your +2. Now what do you mean by good marks? Now 90% can be good for some, but for some people 70% is also good, 60% is also good. So good means nothing, it is vague. If I say I want good sales, now what do you mean by good? अच्छी sales मतलब क्या? I don't know in numbers. लेकिन अगर मैं इस चीज़ को नंबर में बता दूंगी, if I tell the sales in numbers, especially in percentage, then I am clearing my objective that 10% increase in sales I want, which is making my objective very specific. Clear? And this objective is always made by top level. Plus, there can be some examples like main objective is to increase sales by 20%, right? Departmental objective is like the production department of a company, they aim at producing 500 units in a day. It is their objective, it is a departmental objective. And when I'm saying about individual objective, so it means that they are planning to attend like 4 training sessions in a year. It is their individual objective. So all the levels are having some objectives in an organization. The main thing about objective is like what to do, and it should be specific, clear, measurable and time bound. For example, if I say we want to increase the sales by 20%, then I'm specifying you that by how much, 20%, for what time, for the next quarter, for the next year, for next 6 months. I'm specifying it clearly, which makes the objective very, very clear. When I say strategy, this is another plan. That means how to do. Now, all the plans are related with objectives only because we want to achieve the objective. So here it is a comprehensive plan. Comprehensive means it is a detailed plan. It is a plan which tells us that how we have to determine the long-term objectives, then we have to opt some particular course of action, and then we have to allocate some resources so that we can make a plan. And that plan is known as strategy. It is kind of a master plan. For example, I have told you that your objective is to score 90% in your boards. That is objective, and that is clearly stated, 90% in the boards, right? Now, how you are going to achieve means what is your strategy? It means like, you know, you will be studying for 5 hours in a day. Should you be solving some sample papers? Should you be going for some mock test? Or you should be studying early in the morning? There can be so many options, but you have to decide what is the best, right? Now, when I say that I want to increase the sales by 10% for the next quarter, I have to think some marketing strategy to increase the sales. What can be the marketing strategy? Like I can go for, we should do good labeling, we should go for good branding, which medium of advertisement should we choose? Should we go for social media or etc.? We have to think about so many options and then we have to opt one. There is one more example, like if I say about Patanjali. Patanjali, its marketing strategy is that they want to launch the milk tetra packs, right? But the strategy is they will be launching in the market by reducing ₹2 of all the milk tetra packs. So this is their strategy to gain the customers, to increase the sales. And at the same time, they will be selling the frozen vegetables at half of the price as compared to the competitors. So what is this? That selling the frozen goods at half the price or selling the milk tetra packs by reducing ₹2. What is all this? This is the marketing strategy. Clear? But one thing that you have to make sure when you're planning some strategy, that you have to scan business environment. I have told you in chapter 3 that it is micro environment and macro environment. Macro means all the 5 dimensions like technological, social, legal, political and economic, right? But when I talk about micro, it means like competitors, suppliers, investors. So whenever I'm making some marketing strategy and I'm not scanning the business environment about what the competitors are doing, then how can I say that I am making a suitable strategy for my organization? I want to increase the sales by 10%, but I don't know what my competitors are doing, so I will lose my customers. But when I scanned the environment, I saw that the competitors are giving 10% discount. So in order to increase the sales, now I have to make a suitable strategy. Either I can go for some 12% discount, or I can give one product free with the another product. I have so many, sales promotion techniques, but depends upon me. But how is it possible? It is only possible if I have to scan the business environment. This is a must thing. You have to scan the business environment. After that, you can choose a strategy, a master plan, a comprehensive plan, that how you will be achieving the objective. Clear? Okay, so next plan is policy. So policy means that it is organization's own way of handling problems. Okay, how? Because they make some guide map. It helps to take decisions. Now what happens that in every organization there are some situations which they know that they will be occurring for the whole of the session, for whole of the year. They already know that. So what they do is they make some plan. They make some pre-decided plan. They have to decide in advance what to do to deal with these kind of situations. So what they do, that they make policies, means they make some like they create a guide which helps the manager to take decisions in different type of situations. For example, if I'm working in an organization, or if I'm working at some shop and I have to sell my goods, then the policy, I have to increase my sales. This is my objective. So how can I do it? Because I have to sell the goods on cash basis, not on credit basis. So this is my policy, that goods, if are to be sold, they have to be sold only on cash basis. Cash basis means when the goods will be sold, then I will get the cash. But if there is credit policy, it means I will not be getting the cash. Then how can I think of increasing my sales? If I want to increase my sales, that means I have to sell the goods on cash basis, means the people have to give me the cash. Second is promotion policy. Now in an organization there are so many employees and everybody needs promotion. So already one policy is decided, already one policy is made which states that in order to have promotion, means promotion will be done only on performance basis and not on age basis. So now the employees know that there is no use of whatever age you have now, but if you are performing good, then you will get the promotion. So that means it helps the managers to take decisions. They are flexible in nature, right? And then the second is rule. Rule means do and don'ts. Now do's and don'ts means that if I want to ensure some discipline in my organization, then some actions and non-actions already are made which I have to follow, so that there should be some proper discipline. For example, if I say no smoking, this is my rule, this is rigid, this is not going to change for anybody. So now I was saying you that what is the difference between policy and rule is that policy is flexible in nature, whereas rule is rigid in nature, because we are not going to change the rule for anybody. So many employees work in my organization. If any one of them violates some rule, then there is some penalty. But when I talk about policy, then that is flexible in nature, because it depends upon the decision of the manager, that what kind of decision he has to take with different kind of persons whom he is meeting. Fine. So after that, the next two plans are procedures and method. So procedure means that it is the series of steps that we have to follow in chronological order, right? So that we can carry out the routine activities to achieve the goal. For example, you see that how the admission procedure is done. In your 11th standard, you have done the export procedure, you have done the import procedure. You know that there are series of steps that have to be followed in chronological order. You cannot skip any step out of that, right? But when I talk about method, it is a part of procedure. It is more detailed than the procedure, because it tells us about the prescribed way to do a particular task. When I'm talking about methods, methods should be such which should be time saving, it should be cost effective, and it should be one which should increase the efficiency. For example, now come to procedures. I have to take the money from the debtors. I have to collect the money from the debtors. Then there are 4 steps. What is the first step? First, that I will write the letters to him so that he can give me my cash back. If he is not replying, then the second step that I have to follow is that I will call him. If he is not taking my calls, then the third step is I will meet him personally. Even after that, if he is not giving my money back, then the fourth step is that I will take some legal action. Okay? But when I'm talking about method means that you have to follow some way to do a particular task. Like if I want to do the stock valuation, then I have 2 methods, FIFO and LIFO, first in first out and last in first out. So it depends upon the employees that which method they are going to choose. Same for the depreciation, written down value method, or some other method they want to choose. Same for the interest, that how they want to charge the interest. When we are following the admission procedure in school, we have to come to school, we have to fill the form, then we have to give all the documents, then one written test will be there, then after that interview will be there, and at the end we have to pay the fees. Now this was a step, okay? It means we are following some procedure how to get admission in a school. But at the last, I have told you to pay the fees. So paying the fees is a method that now how I will pay the fees. I can go for cash, I can go for check, I can go for RTGS, I can go for NEFT, or I can go for credit cards. Means it depends upon me that which method is most feasible, cost effective. Clear?